Let's talk about Saturn, the most misunderstood planet. The astrologers really take you for a ride, don't they? In the name of Saturn, they'll scare you to do a whole lot of things in the name of Saturn. We will be only talking about the positive aspects of Saturn initially. And there are two positive aspects of Saturn. One is a services mindset, and second is discipline. They may seem negative, but they are very positive. Now, let's say you are a professional, you're working in a job, and let's assume that you're working in the tech industry. You check your chart and you realize that my Saturn is in my 10th house. And you feel 10th house is that of career, the astrologer tells you, and Saturn is controlling your career, so you're going to get a lot of pain, unhappiness, all of those negative things of Saturn. Let's focus on those two positive things that I spoke about: services mindset and discipline. So if you are in the tech industry and your Saturn is in your 10th house, controlling your career, the best place for you to be in your career is to work in IT services industry, because you are offering your services to your customers. Saturn is service. That means you are channeling the positive aspects of Saturn in your career and reaping its benefits. Similarly, if you are disciplined in your career, in your IT services career, if you are disciplined, you have a perfect routine, you focus on learning, you have a structured approach towards your projects and goals and outcomes, to your leadership, very structured, Saturn will bless you and take you to a place in your career that you can never ever imagine. Now let's assume that you are a startup owner. You've just started your business, your startup. It's bootstrapped and you're embarked on this journey, and you see, hey, my Saturn is in my 10th house. Does that mean my startup is going to be reaping benefits in a very delayed manner? No. If your startup is offering services to your clients, as an example, you could have a startup which is into food delivery business, or your startup could be fixing household things. Any services startup, sorted, you will do extremely well. And again, channel discipline over there. Don't give up in a matter of months or few short years. Have discipline. Look long term. Now let's assume that you are a businessman and you see your Saturn is in your 10th house, and you will think, oh my god, does that mean my business, which is into products, I'm selling products, does that mean my business is going to fail, or I will not make as much of an impact from my business as I wish? Even the most core product oriented business has a significant services component. Make sure that your services around your product are top notch. Focus on your services. Don't just focus on your product. So for example, you're selling soaps, you're making soaps. Your product may be the greatest soap in the world, but what are the services around that soap? It is the delivery, how you deliver your soap to your customers. or to your resellers or to your retailers, that delivery experience should be fantastic. After sales service or customer service for your product should be fantastic, should be top notch. And trust me, Saturn will bless you. Think about that. Similarly, Saturn could be in any house in your chart. When I say house, what I mean, any area of your life may be controlled by Saturn. We talked about 10th house, which is career. Saturn could be in your second house. Second house is of money, wealth. Now people will think, oh my God, Saturn is in my second house of wealth. That means my wealth will be delayed, my wealth will be minimal, restrictions in my wealth. Possibly. But if you channel the same two things that I spoke about, and most importantly, you channel the discipline about your wealth. So, what Saturn is telling you, if your wealth is being controlled by Saturn, that those get rich quick schemes are not for you. You need to be disciplined about your wealth. You need to create SIPs. You need to invest monthly. You need to increase your investment gradually. You need to stay invested long term, and you will create wealth. People talk a lot about pain, delays about Saturn. Yes, the ancient texts have said that about Saturn. But let's understand this. The pain needs to be understood. So, for example, if your Saturn is in your fifth house, fifth house is of children, creativity. That means your children or your creative pursuits may be the source of your pain. Again, channel the positive aspects of Saturn. Service, discipline, long-term planning, long-term thinking. So, if you see your Saturn in your fifth house of children and you feel, oh my God, the children are going to cause a lot of pain to me. I am not asking you to discipline your children, right? If you can discipline them in a very positive way, constructive way, absolutely be doing that. But I would recommend that you become disciplined about how you deal with your children in a positive way. Think about your children's growth and children's future with a long-term mindset. Stay disciplined about their positive life outcomes. So if you see your child is very talented in a sport, you have to think with a 10-year window. How can I be disciplined and help my child realize his or her potential? It could mean securing trainings for the child. It could mean securing the equipment for the sport for the child. Stay disciplined about it. If you can positively instill that discipline in your child, nothing like it. Similarly for creativity. You may think that I'm not creatively gifted. But if you channel your discipline for your creativity, if you say that between 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning, I will only do creative things about my job, about my business, about my startup. And I do it not just for a week, not just for a month, not just for a year, but I do it for a decade. Day in, day out. Believe you me, you will reap great benefits from your Saturn's placement in your fifth house. I hope I'm able to dispel some of the negative myths about Saturn today. Thank you so much for watching.